The Zodiac Killer. Even the name sends chills down our spines. He was a phantom, a shadow that terrorized Northern California in the late 1960s and early 1970s. This elusive figure remains unidentified to this day, making his case one of the most perplexing unsolved mysteries in American history. The Zodiac Killer was not content with just taking lives. He engaged in a cat-and-mouse game with the authorities, sending cryptic messages and taunting letters to newspapers. These chilling communications, often filled with ciphers and threats, only deepened the mystery and fueled public fear. The Zodiac's reign of terror began in December 1968 and seemingly ended in October 1969. He claimed to have killed 37 people, although only 5 murders and 2 non-fatal attacks are officially attributed to him. The uncertainty surrounding his true victim count adds another layer of complexity to this already baffling case. The Zodiac Killer's ability to evade capture and his penchant for leaving behind more questions than answers have made him a source of enduring fascination for both amateur sleuths and professional investigators alike. The fear he instilled was palpable. People were afraid to go out at night, and the once peaceful community became gripped by paranoia and suspicion. The Zodiac case became a symbol of the dark side of the 1960s, a stark reminder that even in the midst of social progress, evil could lurk in the shadows. The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror left a trail of heartbreak and unanswered questions. 5 confirmed victims, their lives cut short by a shadowy figure who seemingly vanished into thin air. Each attack bore the hallmarks of the Zodiac's modus operandi, but the motives behind these senseless acts remain shrouded in mystery. The first to fall victim to the Zodiac's brutality were young lovers David Arthur Faraday, 17, and Betty Lou Jensen, 16. On December 20, 1968, their lives were tragically cut short while on a date near Vallejo. The couple was found shot to death in their car, parked on a secluded road on the outskirts of town. This brutal double homicide marked the beginning of the Zodiac's reign of terror, a reign that would grip the Bay Area in fear for months to come. On July 4, 1969, the Zodiac struck again, this time targeting Darlene Ferrin, 22, and Michael Mageau, 19, as they sat in a parked car at the Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo. Darlene tragically lost her life in the attack, while Michael, though seriously injured, managed to survive. His eyewitness account provided crucial details about the assailant and his chillingly calm demeanor. The Zodiac's final confirmed victim was Paul Stein, 29, a San Francisco cab driver. On October 11, 1969, Paul was shot and killed while driving his cab through the city's Presidio Heights neighborhood. The killer took a piece of Paul's shirt as a gruesome trophy, later mailing it to the San Francisco Chronicle, along with a taunting letter. The Zodiac Killer was not content with merely committing murders. He craved notoriety, recognition, and a twisted sense of control over the public's perception of him. To achieve this, he turned to the power of the media, using letters, ciphers, and cryptic messages to taunt the police and terrorize the Bay Area. These chilling communications became a hallmark of the Zodiac case, providing a glimpse into the mind of a killer and offering tantalizing clues that have continued to fascinate and frustrate investigators for decades. The Zodiac's letters were as perplexing as they were disturbing. They were often filled with misspellings, grammatical errors, and bizarre phrases. These letters, sent to various newspapers in the Bay Area, became a macabre form of communication between the killer and the public. The Zodiac demanded that his letters be printed on the front page, threatening to unleash further violence if his demands were not met. Within these letters, the Zodiac often included ciphers, coded messages that he claimed contained his true identity. These ciphers became a source of intense scrutiny and analysis, with both amateur and professional code breakers trying their hand at deciphering the killer's cryptic messages. The ciphers varied in complexity. Some were relatively simple substitution ciphers, while others, like the infamous 340-character cipher, proved to be much more challenging, remaining unsolved for decades. The Zodiac's letters and ciphers were more than just a way for him to communicate with the authorities. They were a tool for him to control the narrative, to insert himself into the public consciousness, and to revel in the fear and uncertainty he created. His taunts were calculated, designed to keep the police guessing and the public on edge. In July 1969, the Zodiac killer sent a series of letters to the San Francisco Bay Area newspapers. Included in these letters were ciphers. These coded messages, the Zodiac claimed, held the key to his identity. Among these ciphers, the 408 cipher, named after its character count, was the first to be cracked. The 408 cipher was a homophonic substitution cipher. This meant that a single letter in the cipher could represent multiple letters in the plaintext. This added a layer of complexity to the code, making it more difficult to break. However, despite the challenge, the 408 cipher was solved in just a matter of days. Donald and Betty Harden, a schoolteacher and his wife, cracked the code. They worked tirelessly, meticulously analyzing the cipher and experimenting with different decoding methods. Their breakthrough came when they recognized patterns and repetitions within the code. These patterns suggested that the Zodiac had made some mistakes in his encryption, inadvertently providing clues that would ultimately lead to the cipher's solution. The message, once decoded, sent chills down the spines of those who read it. It was a rambling, incoherent rant filled with misspellings and grammatical errors. The decoded message read, in part, "I like killing people because it is so much fun." This chilling confession, devoid of remorse or empathy, provided a disturbing glimpse into the mind of the killer.